Noah! Jack, yeah. Hey, my feet keep going down.
We'll fall off.
My feet is going down a lot.
We'll stop chasing the dog and it won't fall down so much.
No.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Terrier Owner. Thanks for coming back. Thank you to all the subscribers. Today's video is going to be about a Jack Russell and digging.
No, I don't eat that toy.
What you can expect when it comes to digging, how many holes you're going to find in the yard, and what other precautions you need to be taking to avoid a yard that needs soil every single day. So stick around for just a second and we will be right back. Real quick, guys, before we dive into it, as always, if you guys like this kind of content, if you find it helpful, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Drop us a comment down below with what kind of content you like or need. Like this video and hit that notification button so you are notified when new videos come out in the future. For everybody who is new to the channel right now, that is Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Central is when you can expect new videos to be released, and they are always on something Terrier related. Most of the time Jack Russell Terrier, but in general, Terrier related, something fun, something educational, something useful. So again, hit that subscribe button, and now let's start diving into Jack Russell Terriers and what you can expect with digging. Alright guys, so when it comes to these Jack Russell Terriers and digging, here's the bad news, is that, well, stand by a second, it looks like my kid wants to come outside too. The bad news is that they are going to dig. They are going to dig and they are going to continue to dig until you correct that behavior. I'm going to actually show you an example of not too long ago. So here's a little bit of one of the holes. She actually has just done this hole here recently. And then for whatever reason, she is obsessed with digging out this one spot in the rock landscaping right here. That's after I moved some of the rock back. But they have some little quirks when it comes to digging, and you can definitely expect digging to take place. The best thing I can recommend is to try and stay active with them in the beginning, as in watching them when they're outside so that you can catch that behavior in action and then correct it. If you can't catch them doing the negative behavior, it makes it extremely confusing for them to understand what they're getting a reward for or how to correct that negative behavior. That is going to be probably your number one way to knock digging out of them permanently. As you can see, that's a relatively small hole that I showed you, but she has also in the past, I'll show you another spot here. She had, when she was a puppy, she actually found a way to get completely out of the yard just by tunneling under the fence, and we just have a wood fence like this. Luckily, she went into another fenced-in yard when it happened, so it wasn't a big deal. Plus, she's chipped, so we would have found her pretty quick. But they are just programmed and bred to be hunting dogs. They have that natural prey drive, so when they catch a sniff of a rabbit babies, whatever the case may be, they're gonna dig and they're gonna go after it unless you teach them not to. Like I was saying, guys, digging with these Jack Russells is just something that you should expect. They are a digging dog until you teach them not to. But the good news is that they do learn to stop. She was so much worse when we first got her, so don't stress it too much. Just like I said, stay on top of it. Make sure you're stopping them and correcting that action when you see it. And don't set them up for failure. There's a few things that you can do to help eliminate some of those negative nuisance behaviors when you own one of these guys. And number one, the most important, and it probably will be the most important in a huge majority of the videos that I do, is exercise. 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 They have to have it. It helps dramatically to calm them down for the rest of the day. If you want to tucker them out, if you want to make it to where they will calm down, cuddle up in your lap, or not dig or bark excessively during certain situations, exercise is the number one thing that I can recommend with these dogs. It helps so much. I mean, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but make sure if you adopt one of these guys, diggers or not, that they get the exercise, and a lot of the good behaviors will follow if you do that. And to be clear, guys, we're not talking about taking these dogs on a marathon. They don't have to compete in a triathlon. We're talking about get them out for a walk around the block, a minimum of once per day. If you can do it a few times, awesome. But I personally understand that that is not always possible with your life schedule. So do what you can. But again, the more that you can do with them in that fashion, the better. As you can see, they're pretty much the center of attention with everything they do. She's not too camera shy, and she wants to be right next to me. But these are just awesome dogs, but they are gonna dig. Another reason you might see these guys digging or attempting to dig is they are kind of freaks about hiding their bones. So when you buy them bones, you kind of want to make sure that you go out in the backyard and you retrieve them when they're done with them. Otherwise, they're going to hide them around the yard, and their way of doing so is through digging. So what I like to do is let them enjoy it, let them have it out back, but when they start getting down to where you know that that bone can't be that interesting to them anymore, just take it and throw it away. You can buy big enough packs of bones for them. I'll even put a link in the description below of the bones that I use the most frequently, because you can get huge boxes for cheap. But just move on to the next bone and you can kind of avoid them trying to hide those bones on you. I think my son's trying to make a little guest star appearance here. And then guys, you do always have the option. It's not always going to be perfect and you're not always going to be able to catch them in the action, but a vibrating collar, or a shot collar as some call it, is an option that you can use on these guys to help train that digging behavior out of them. But the problem is that you have to make sure you're using it when they're in the middle of that behavior, otherwise they won't figure it out. So I will put a link to that in the description as well. I personally use one for her for several reasons, not digging in particular, but it is a big help. But you do still need to be paying attention, catch them in the bad act itself, and then they can start to learn that, oh, I shouldn't be burrowing my paws under this porch to look for these rabbits, that kind of deal. So guys, it's kind of a summary about the digging and what you can do about it or the best advice I can give you is be prepared for it. Understand that it will probably happen with any Jack Russell unless you are just awesome at catching every single move that they make. You might have a little bit of a spot in your yard that you're gonna have to clean up. There is always a chance of them trying to get out of the fence. It's in their DNA, and until you teach them not to do it, expect it to happen. Owning a dog is much easier in general if you expect those common behaviors to take place until you've trained them not to do so. So guys, hopefully I've kind of convinced you by now that digging is not something to, throw a fit over. It is gonna happen. It's not a reason not to adopt these guys. It's not out of control, but it is a behavior that you can expect. I advocate for adopting these dogs in almost every one of the videos that I make. I think that they are awesome dogs, loving dogs, affectionate dogs. I'll even link to my video down in the description below about the 7 reasons why I believe you should be adopting one. But the digging, let it go. Not a huge issue. It'll go away. Keep working with them and things will get better. So guys, as always, we greatly appreciate each and every one of you for coming by, viewing the channel, and we would also greatly appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, dropped us a comment on what future videos you would like to see, or maybe a problem behavior you're having with your Jack Russell. We're happy to help. We're happy to show you anything that you guys want to see. Luna loves being the star of the show. She just likes being out and about and being on camera. Rowan's always willing to help with these videos whenever I ask him to. Right, Ro?
No.
Or no. But yeah, in general, guys, we're willing to help. You just have to let us know what you need. Again, like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We have new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Central. And we will see all of you again next time. Thank you again from me, Luna, and Rowan. See you soon.